Would you move seated? I'd like to welcome you to the 2020 graduation class of Jonesboro High School. A couple of housekeeping things before we go for COVID reasons. When we dismiss, we will let all the seniors exit. We will dismiss a section at a time. We would ask that when this is over, that you go outside from the pack and trying to, just cut down our possibility of spread COVID. So just trying to be safe. But we would like to welcome you to this event, and I want to personally thank you for giving us such quality kids. This is an outstanding group of seniors, and they've been outstanding in every way. And we've talked a lot about the things that this group didn't have, and the things that we lost out on. But I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we did have. I mean, there's state champions in this group. There are kids that are national merit students. There are kids going to Ivy League schools, kids that made perfect scores on ACT. We got great athletes, great musicians, great artists, great dancers. It's a top-notch group of kids, and good as we've ever had at Jonesboro High School. We're very pleased, and I look very forward to their future. Their future will be very bright, and the sky's the limit they can do. It's always nice when you've been around a long time, and you can look up and you can see these guys come back in a few years, and you know they're going to be successful. And it's amazing when they exceed your wildest dreams of what they can do. So look forward to it, guys. Y'all will be very successful. And thank you for your kindness to me this year. With that said, I'd like to begin by introducing our valedictorian with a speech for us, Mr. Matthew Sherman.
Thank you. Before anything else, I want to begin by extending the thanks of this graduating class to the people who made this achievement possible. We thank the teachers and the administrators who work day in and day out to provide us with an exceptional education. We thank the staff who keep the whole school running smoothly and who keep us safe. Most of all, we thank the parents and the guardians who have sacrificed so much to bring us here today. To all of you, it is truly my honor and my privilege to represent the Academies at Jonesboro High School class of 2020. Today is a momentous day, for today we move beyond the walls of JHS to make our mark on the world. As students here, we've seen unparalleled accomplishments in our academics, athletics, and community. But like every high school senior, we've all felt the itch to move on to the unknown and to escape some of our day-to-day drudgery. Unlike those senior classes before us, however, we got what we asked for. As the bittersweet product of this global emergency, our graduating class has been given the chance to contemplate our high school careers and start to miss that which had been taken for granted. Looking back, I forgot all the petty troubles that had annoyed me. I focused on all the experiences that made the last 3 years unforgettable. New friendships, unexpected life lessons, and seeing all of your faces, masks, in the audience today. I realize now that high school was not just a place for rote memorization or a way to practice doing homework late into the night. High school was where I transitioned from being a kid into being something at least a little closer to an adult. It's a threshold where many of us got our first jobs and drove ourselves to school for the first time. Although on their own, any one of these small expansions of individuality isn't groundbreaking, together they amount to a profound growth of confidence and freedom. Beyond the typical measures of academic successes, it's this education of real-life capability that stands out to me. Now that we stand ready to leave, these memories remind me that years down the line, what will matter most are the moments shared with others, and through them, the growth and positive impact that they created. To quote W.E.B. Du Bois, education must not simply teach work, it must teach life. Congratulations, class of 2020. Let's go make use of what we've learned.
Okay, our next speaker is STEM Student of the Year and salutatorian. It's Mr. Faraz Ahmad Ahindi.
Class of 2020, it is an honor to be here on this stage speaking to all of you. I'm thankful we were given this opportunity to be here to celebrate this amazing achievement. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. I'll be saying the same speech I spoke for the virtual graduation, so if you already heard it, please bear with me. The coronavirus has dictated our lives for the past 2 months, stripping us from a senior prom, which most of you know I wasn't going to anyways, spring sports, and a traditional graduation that celebrates all of us together. It did not, however, take away all of our accomplishments. At least we get to tell our kids that our last day of high school was Friday the 13th and we lived through a global pandemic. But I don't want to waste your time speaking about the things that we could have done. We have come a long way, and for that, I want to congratulate every single one of you. We have overcome more than anyone could imagine. Let me start out by saying my thank yous. Thank you to all my friends, old and new, who were there with me throughout this amazing journey. Shout out to Javier and Mason, who are here right now trying to make me laugh. Thank you to all my teachers for giving me the best education they can offer. A special thank you to Quizlet, SparkNotes, and Course Hero for always being there when I needed you the most. Thank you to my older brothers, Mohammed, Haytham, and Nath, who set the expectations in my family way too high for me. And last but certainly not least, thank you to the best parents in the world who unconditionally supported me even when I didn't meet those expectations. Love you, Mom and Bo. I would like to share something with you guys that I don't usually talk about, but it's something that has consumed so much of my life and made me who I am today. I hope you guys learn an important lesson from this. Most of you know that all my brothers graduated first in the class. I did not. All of them had close to perfect ACT scores. I did not. All of them took AP Calculus. I did, only for a day. Sorry, Ms. Ritter. I think that a lot of people expected me to follow in their footsteps, and my brothers aren't to blame. But the truth is, that pressure of needing to be like them was very stressful. I believed it was my duty as an Al-Hindi brother to have all A's, be a valedictorian, not get a B. When I found out that might not be the case for me, I felt like the dumb one in the family. I felt like a disappointment. I thought people, even my own parents, would think less of me if I didn't accomplish what the rest of my brothers did. I was absolutely wrong. My parents are the most supportive people in my life and are there for me no matter what I decide to do. My parents reminded me every day that they didn't care about me being like the rest of my brothers. They only cared about me being myself. And despite their willingness to do anything they can to make me happy, that still didn't make those thoughts disappear. I kept on thinking, what if I don't make a speech at graduation? What if I get a B in this class? What if I don't get all A's? What would they think? What would my friends think? That pressure changed me as a person and not for the better. I took classes I didn't want to take. I focused on things I didn't enjoy. I slowly let pieces of myself break apart. But that pressure that built up throughout the years was finally released in the beginning of this school year, when my family made me realize that I don't have to live up to be anyone but myself. In fact, my brothers were the ones who pushed me to do and be the best that I can. Haytham told me to never compare myself to others. Muhammad told me, as long as you try your hardest, that's all that matters. And Nath told me to shut up when I would wake him up to take me to school. I'm thankful I have a family and friends who made it clear to me that you shouldn't kill yourself trying to be someone others want you to be or do things others want you to do. I'm here to say that your classmates, your friends, your siblings do not determine your capability of being successful. My dad crossed the world to become a doctor, and my mom gave up having a career to become the most thoughtful and caring mother. This comes to show that success comes in a variety of ways. You are the only person that can define your own success, and it took me 12 years of my life to realize it. I'm not smarter than any of you. I took a few more AP classes than most of you, and that raised my GPA, but that's really the only reason why I was given the opportunity to make the speech, which I'm grateful for. In fact, the week before school was canceled, I was sitting in class panicking because I forgot my multiplication table. For more information about that awful moment, contact Kyle and Kane there, who were shocked when I forgot what 7 times 9 was. I didn't even know what the word essentially meant until last year, but I still used it in essays out of context to sound smart. Ms. Hamilton and any other teacher who I wrote an essay for and used the word essentially, if you're watching this, please disregard the last sentence I just said. But that's besides the point. I may be co-salutatorian, but we all achieved the same thing, in different ways. We all graduated. We all spent 12 years of our lives trying to make ourselves and our families proud of everything we've done. We all woke up every morning and went to class. Well, at least most of us did. Some of us dedicated our lives up to this point to academics, others to sports. A lot of us a combination of all those things. We all made it to the end of this chapter, but we all had different, incredible, inspiring stories that made this chapter complete. We are all different, but we do have one thing in common, our ability to be successful. This is not the end. We just finished one of many chapters in our book of life. We will make new memories with new people in new places. Moving forward in life, I hope everyone avoids making the same mistake I did in high school, which was doing things you think will please others but not yourself. There will always be people who will make you think that your own desires are absurd, and you must ignore them and follow your own path. A lot of my time in high school, I was asked questions like, what's your ACT score? What's your rank? As if those things define me. Questions a lot of us were asked the same questions. and they do not determine your value as a student or your strengths as a student. Since it seems like a lot of people want to know my ACT score so bad, let me go ahead and say it. My ACT score is just a number that does not determine how smart you are or your capability of a student. What does that is your determination and willingness to succeed under any means necessary. The key to achieving success is not getting high test scores or good grades. It's working hard while remaining true to yourself for whatever you want. Set your own priorities and goals. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be without letting anyone distract you. Life is too short to be worrying about what people think about how you decide to live your life. You don't have to do other things you don't have to achieve great things like other people. You don't have to play the same sports as your brother or sister. You don't have to have the same career as your parents. Dad, don't worry, I still want to be a doctor. In my opinion, success comes down to two things and two things only. Being determined and being yourself. Something I know each and every single one of you can do. My dad said something to me that I will never forget. He told me, Firas, I'd rather you work hard and fail than not work hard at all and succeed. I never knew what he meant until now. Winning means absolutely nothing without feeling like you truly deserve it. Class of 2020, we won and we deserve it. Thank you, stay safe, and be yourself.
At this time, Dr. Flanagan will present diplomas to our 2020 graduates.
Faraz Al-Hindi. Rayshawn Demetrius Aldridge. Ozzy Allen. Lloyd Craig. Spencer Douglas. Bryce Dowdy. Emira Harris. Olivia Day Hayward. William Mason Taylor. Matthew Sherman. Eric Seglin. Eric Taylor Richardson. Maya McCullough. Javier Adonius Martinez. Christian Hollywood. Kadarius Weaver. Ramaya Wicks. Marquise Williams. William Servage Woods. Jarrett Carmichael.
Okay, at this time, Dr. Ken Wilbanks will present the class of 2020.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here with us today as we celebrate the class of 2020. We've been celebrating a long time, and it's been a long time to get to this graduation, so thank you for your perseverance. On behalf of the Jonesboro Public Schools faculty, staff, Board of Education, we celebrate this wonderful group of students. We make history with these graduates, not only because of the unique circumstances, because this is the largest class in the history of Jonesboro Public Schools with 421 graduates. As I stand on this stage each year, I'm always overwhelmed and amazed by the talent of the young people who stand before you, and this group is no exception. $6 million in scholarships, 57 students who had a 4.0 or higher, 60% of them are college bound, 12 of them are enlisting in the armed forces, some of them have already reported, and 127 honor graduates. And just as they said, yes, absolutely. And just as our speaker said, many, 22 of them with a 30 or higher on the ACT, some that were even perfect. State championships in sports, we could go on and on, listing all that recognition. What will this class always be remembered for? Yes, we'll always remember these awards and honors. But the real story for this class, it's what you didn't get to do. It's the things you didn't have. It's the senior prom you never attended. It's the senior night, the sports activities you didn't get to hold. It's the spring musical that you didn't get to participate in, but still you persevered, and still you are a great class. We thank you for sticking with us. We thank you for allowing your student to be part of the Jonesboro Public School District. In class of 2020, job well done. So I'd like to ask you now, if you'll please stand and move your tassel from the right to the left. You have now moved from student to graduate, and I now present to you the Jonesboro High School class of 2020. If you'll please remain standing, class of 2020, and for those of you in the audience, would you join us for the playing of the alma mater? which is an original rendition sung and created by our choir and band students. So please stand. Thank you.
All right, in closing, I do appreciate you letting us have your children. They're outstanding kids, and anybody that doesn't think the future's bright, you have been around these kids. And it's nice for me now at this point. I don't have to be the head anymore. These guys can be my friends, and they're fine young people. So if you would please have a seat as they exit, and then we'll excuse everybody.